Good morning, dear students. Let's start the lesson where we left in the previous video, the ashes that made trees bloom. Meanwhile, the envious, jealous neighbor peeped in at the window when the boiled beans were being ground. Goody me, cried the old hag, as she saw each dripping of sauce turning into yellow gold, until in a few minutes the tube under the mill was full of shining mass of gold. So the envious neighbor were watching that everything, whatever was coming down from the bowl, was turning into yellow gold. So they became so jealous that his neighbor was becoming richer and richer day by day, and they were unable to do anything. So the old couple were rich again. The next day, the stingy, meaning misery, and wicked neighbor came and borrowed the mortar and magic mill. Next day, the jealous and envious neighbors again came to them. Because they were so kind-hearted, they asked them to give their mortar and magic mill, and they gave it to them. They filled one with boiled rice and the other with beans. Then the old man began to pound and the woman to grind. Now, both of them started following the kind-hearted men and women the way they did, exactly the same way they had also started doing. They filled rice and beans, and they were just following the way the kind-hearted rich farmer did. But at the first blow and turn, the pastry and sauce turned into foul mass of worms. But for as they were so bad, their intentions were also so bad. So when they were doing it, instead of yellow gold, everything had converted into worms. Still more angry at this, they chopped the mill into pieces to use as firewood. Now they became so angry that mill did not give them anything good. Instead of that, they had given them worms. So they became so angry that they chopped it down and they made it ready for the fireplace, meaning they wanted to clean that mill, that wooden handle, and they prepared it for the fire, meaning just to use it for fireplace. So this way they completed their jealousy. Now the second part of the lesson starts. Long after that, the old man dreamed again, and the spirit of the dog spoke to him, telling him how the wicked people had burned the mill made from the pine tree. Now again the old decent, gentle farmer saw a dream. In that dream, the dog came, and the dog told how their envious neighbors had spoiled their mill. Take the ashes of the mill, sprinkle them on the withered trees, and they will bloom again, said the dog spirit. Now the dog's spirit said, you take out the ashes of that mill, pour it on the withered tree. Withered meaning dry up trees where no flowers are coming up. So you pour that ashes on the withered tree, and the tree will start blooming again. This is the quality of the ashes, he told to his owners. The old man awoke and went at once to his wicked neighbor's house, where he found the miserable old pair sitting at the edge of their square fireplace in the middle of the floor, smoking and spinning. Now directly after when he woke up, directly he went to the place where those wicked husband-wife were sitting near the fireplace. Inside the fireplace, their old mill was there. What they had borrowed, instead of returning, they kept it in the fireplace so that his neighbor shouldn't be richer. From time to time, They warmed their hands and feet with the blaze from some bits of the mill, which behind them lay a pile of the broken pieces. Now, time and again and again, they were just using their hands and keeping their hands on fire, and they were trying to warm themselves. And the fire was coming up there with that broken pieces of mill, what they had already broken. The good old man humbly asked for the ashes. Now this farmer was so kind-hearted. Instead of shouting him why he had done the same thing with his beautiful mill, he asked them, kindly give me the ashes of my old mill. Though the courteous couple turned up their noses at him and scolded him as if he were a thief, they let him fill his basket with the ashes. Though the neighbors, the wicked, greedy neighbors, they scolded him uselessly. They scolded him because he could not get gold, but he got worms. So he spoke very bad words to him. But the good thing was that he allowed them to have the ashes. So the blanket what he brought with him, he filled those ashes in that blanket. Off coming home, the old man took his wife into the garden. It being winter, their favorite cherry tree was bare. Dear children, during winter time, you might have seen so many trees used to become withered due to the extreme cold. So the same thing was happening there also. Their favorite cherry tree was bare. So the man took his wife to the garden, and there the result of winter was there. His favorite tree was withered, meaning it was dried up. He sprinkled a pinch of ashes on it, and lo, it sprouted blossoms until it became a cloud of pink blooms which perfumed the air. But the moment they spread those ashes on that tree, the entire tree was packed with so many beautiful pink flowers, and that complete area had started fragranting, or that aura of that beautiful fragrance of flower filled that entire area. The news of this filled the village, and everyone ran out to see the wonder. But this news was not hidden from others, and everybody ran out that how can it possible during winter time one tree is full with flowers, because in Japan's extreme cold. The courteous couple also heard the story, and gathering up the remaining ashes of the mill, kept them to make withered trees bloom. Now the envious, jealous farmer also collected the remaining ashes, and they also wanted to show this miracle to bloom the withered tree. The kind old man, hearing that his lord, the domino, was to pass along the high road near the village. See, remaining